Hello, this is our second lesson, and we are going to see if this way is more helpful. Just a quick revision. In the last lesson, we learned how to write letters and numbers in algebraic expressions and equations form. So we said that 7a plus 2b is an expression, and also another expression is 3c minus d, and if I put the equal sign between them, that becomes an equation. We said that the letter is always sometimes escorted by a number, and this number is called coefficient. So there's 1, 2, 3 coefficients here. This is the coefficient of A, this is the coefficient of B, this is the coefficient of C. We said that terms can be written in positive or negative form or with any sign, and they're called variables because they change. So this is another term I want you to know, variables. And the term coefficient, this is the coefficient and this is the variable. And also we said that this set is called a term. This by itself, it's also a term. And this number by itself, it's also a term. And by itself, this number is called as well constant. Why? Because it's constantly the same number. This is the previous lesson. In this lesson, we're going to take it further. We're going to see how we write division and some extra things about the order we put the words. I gave you a hint last lesson, but let's discuss it again here to make it more deep, this understanding, and then practice how to write and start working with algebra. Now, we said in the previous lesson as well that when I have to say 5 times b, the correct way to write it is 5b, and the wrong way to write it is b5 or b5. These are wrong, and this is correct. Also, we said that we can have terms that they are letters, one times the other, times the other, times the other. What's the correct way of writing them? The correct way, it is in alphabetical order. Okay? So the correct way to write it is A, B, Y, Z. The wrong way, it is Z, B, Y, A, or Z, Y, B, A. People write it. I'm not going to kill you if you write this, but this is the way you have to write it and learn how to writing it, because everybody is doing that, and that will help you later. Remember that. Algebra is order. Okay, so this is wrong. That's what about is things in order. Now, what else I want us to remember? I want us to remember that when I have to multiply C times C times C times C. Last lesson we said A times A times A 7 times, remember? I'm not writing this way. I'm trying to compact it. So my correct way to write these things, I keep that this way so we can have the correct and the wrong in perspective. So my correct way to write it is C, scientific form, C to the power of 4. So C, 4C is wrong, and that's a common mistake. This is correct. Last but not least, I want you to remember that in algebra we keep the plus, we keep the minus, we keep the brackets, we keep parentheses, but we change the division with a fraction line, always. And also, I want you to remember that we do not have not anymore this as a multiplication sign, not even this. So, not anymore. Sorry. Oh, something's wrong here. Not anymore. This, we use 5, 5, A. So no multiplication sign. It is implied. Same way, I don't write A times B times C times D. I write A, B, C, D. So this is my correct way to write things. I write A, B, C, D. Now, let's start practicing with exercises on this. This is the first exercise we're going to do. It will be on the tablet, and the exercise will be asking you to the exercise will be asking you to rewrite the following terms in algebraic expression. This is the example I'm giving you. So I have T times M times 6 times M divided by 5. So start remembering what we said. First, the division. So I'm writing this is equal to, and I put the division sign here. Done. What am I doing about the rest? I need to remember numbers first. Okay, what's my trick? Numbers first. 6. What else? I need to remember alphabetical order. So what's first, M or T? I knew it. And I want you to remember. I'll write this at the moment. Now it's alphabetical order, and I want you to remember know this sign. And when I multiply the same variables, m times m, I have to write m times m equals m squared. Okay? This is the convention, the agreement. So we have 6 m squared t over 5. Okay? Let's give another example. I want you to do ABC. In the class we're going to do ABC. I want you to do this one here. And What is this one here? It's D. The D tells me 6 divided by brackets F times G. I think it's very easy. Start again with the division. Got rid of the division. Put the denominator first and write underneath F times G. No times, no sign, FG. Done. Now, next exercise, it's a little bit harder. It gets from easy to hardest. I'm going to help you with K, and then we'll do the rest in the class. It's always the same way. So what K tells me? K tells me U times Z divided by 6 minus 8 divided by F times S. You see how it helps me? It helps me because it tells me this goes together. And I need to remember that division is first. So let's start writing it. I write U, and then I take the Z here. I get rid of this. And then I get rid of this, and what I do with that? Correct the fraction line, the 6. Now I'm writing minus because I'm keeping minus, as we said. And all this has to be together. So what's my focal point? Where's my point? Where I'm starting from? I'm starting correct from this. I have to get rid of this and substitute that with this. So now I have fraction line, 8 on top, and what I have underneath. Correct. This times this, but without the times symbol. So right underneath, FS. So this is my correct answer. U times Z divided by 6 equals this. You will practice more in the class, but in the video I have to be very specific very quickly because you're bored. So let's see the next one. What's the next one we want you to learn? We need to transform words into problems. Let's see how I can make this problem to look like algebra and help me solve problems. That's why we use algebra. Students asking me all the time why I need algebra, where I'm going to use algebra in my life. This is how you can use algebra. I didn't understand my teacher when he was telling me algebra will help you. Algebra taught me to solve problems. Let's go. Pete has B blue pens. I'm writing here is Pete. And he has B blue pens. I'm writing down what it's telling me. Yes? And he has also red pens. You see, I symbolized B with the blue pens and R with the red pens to make an understanding. I have his friend Sue. Sue has also blue and red pens. Sue has no 3 times as many blue pens. So she doesn't have just B, she has 3B, correct. And she has 2 fewer red ones. So she doesn't have R, she has R, take away, fewer, less, 2, correct. Now, what A is asking me? Exercise asks me to write an expression, remember expression not equation, for the number of Pete's pens. So what are the Pete's pens written as an expression? He has blue pens and he has, that's the end, red pens. That's the expression of Pete's pens. Do I know how many? No, it's a later stage. I'm going to solve later. Sue, let's see Sue. Oh no, I think I have to go back and see Pete's. If Pete's has B and red, blue and red pens, but he has 16 altogether to start with. So Pete has blue 10 red pens, and all of them are how many? 16. So he blue pens and red pens all together added equals 16. Now I change this expression and I make it an equation because I know that that will be equal. This and this has to be equal. See, they asked me to write an expression for the number of Sue's blue pens. Do I have it? Somewhere? Have I said it already? Yes, this is a trick. If you write down what the problem tells you, you can have half of the answer. So the expression for Sue's blue pens is she has blue pens but 3 times more than Pete, so 3b. Write an expression for the number of red pens Sue has. D. How many are her red pens? Yes, she has red pens but less than Pete. How many less? 2. That's the number of her red pens. Now, Sue has 28 pens altogether. So, that's E. I want you to remember her blue pens, all her blue pens, and her red pens are altogether equal to 28. Why I put brackets here? Can anybody think why I put brackets here? Yes, I put brackets because I want you to remember that this is not 3b plus a take away from all of these 2. No, from the R you have to take away 2. This is where you have to be careful. And what F says? F tells me Pete has lost 4 pens. So he had 16, but he has lost 4 pens. How many pens he has now? Yes. Okay, I want you to remember this. And now I want you to say to me how many pens he has now. Now his blue and red pens are 12. You can write it 16, take away 4. But it's always 12. So this is the new number of how many pens Pete has. In the class, we're going, or homework, we're going to practice on this with the reader who watches the same things. And this is where we finish our second learning part. Okay, thank you.